I'm doing a little video this morning on one of my favorite ground covers. She's called Blew My Mind. She blooms year-round. She will last many, many years. She's an upgraded version, a new variety based on the old Blue Days, but she's actually called Blew My Mind. And I have quite a few of them in the garden. And when you buy the plant, she will grow to about 2 feet wide. So if you put them in the ground 2 feet apart, you'll get this edging effect. So this is one plant here. It's probably more than 2 feet wide, but you can see there's a gap there. Same thing over here. This is one plant. All of these blue plants here are the same thing. Blew my mind. She's a great ground cover, and when the caladiums and the curcuma die back, she'll still be here. This is blue butterfly pea vine. The flowers are edible. And you can make blue tea, hot or cold, blue rice, blue vodka, blue bread. It's a beautiful little vine. And here's some more of the, you might ask, what are those blue bottles doing in there? I consider that artwork. Have a great day. In this bed, starting to bloom, the yellow flower is dwarf alamanda. I cut them back last year so they don't look straggly. And then they're starting to bloom, and they'll bloom all summer. The ground cover is Blew My Mind. It's a cultivar of Blue Days, but it lasts longer, does like full sun, non-soggy soil. And the red flowered plant is a costus that tolerates sun here in Southwest Florida. It's Costus Dwarf French Kiss. The little flowers you can pull off and they're edible. They taste a little bit like citrus. You can put them in a salad. They're delightful. And that's one of the divisions from the mother plant. That's Costus Dwarf French Kiss. Beautiful little bed. Lots of color will be here, especially when the yellow starts blooming. This is under a young shady lady, but she's in full sun right now. More color in the front yard. There's some crotons, some burgundy sister ties, burgundy red sister ties. The bridal wreath plumeria. Last season, in the very wet weather, she totally fell over and popped out of the muddy soil. It was like pudding, the soil so wet. And she popped out, and so we propped her back up, moved her over, away from the planters, and she's coming back beautifully. She's doing gorgeously. The little blue ground cover are Blew My Mind. They're a cultivar, a newer version of Blue Days. I love this plant. I love the way she looks. This is one of the plumeria that do not get that rust on the leaves. That's why I love this one. It comes in a white, and there's two versions of pink. However, I don't have any of the pink ones. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful flowering bush. She just looks a little odd right now because she did have such a hard time popping out of the soil. Some caladiums coming up. This is Aran. Aran is one of the white caladiums that takes full sun. The pink ones are Florida Elise. They also tolerate sun. This nice sized bush is Panama Rose. This is one of my favorite bushes. I have never trimmed her back. She's only 3.5 years old. Beautiful white flowers, kind of like a gardenia. I do trim branches away from the ground where the most humidity is. So she's a multi-branched bush. But I have never, she gets up, she's probably at least 8 foot wide right now, 5 foot high. She will get taller and she will get wider. So she needs to be in an area far away from the house with 360 sun around her to grow properly. Beautiful white flowers. The dark colored bush with the little tiny sporadic white flowers is natal plum. This is Buddha belly bamboo. The tree off in the back there at center almost now. The dark leaves, that's a Japanese fern tree. This is Buddha belly. I love that ground cover. That ground cover's been alive and well for about 3 years now. This bed is about 3 years old. Blew my mind. This bed is with Blew My Mind ground cover. This bed's probably 3 years old. The pink flowers that are in bloom are a dwarf form of crepe myrtle. We have several large crepe myrtles on the property, but this is a bed in here of dwarf crepe myrtle. Very pretty. The white flower is a penta. It's one of the hybrid pentas. Normally it's an annual. I think it's probably 2 years old, maybe a little older than that. I don't expect it to last much longer. That's a pandanus, the green and yellow. Beautiful pink flowers on that crepe myrtle. That's a red, tall red penta. Butterflies love it. The blue is agapanthus by the walkway. Some more Panama rose. It's crepe jasmine, or Cape jasmine, some people call it. Plumeria.